case either, but if what you say is correct, then no, terrible, it shouldn't be. Thank you.
I'm probably one of only a handful of people here this evening who know quite a lot about what happened. When I became a St Helier in 1998, I was holding a parish hall inquiry, and I was informed by the person I was doing the inquiry with how did I feel about a paedophile being in the ranks of the honorary police. To say I was shocked to the core would be an understatement, and so I was told by a member of the public who named the person to me and asked what was I going to do about it, basically. Well, what I did about it was I wrote to the Attorney General and insisted that if the person concerned wasn't suspended immediately, that I would have to resign from the St Helier Honorary Police, and outline my reasons for doing so. I think the episode was a stain on the Honorary Police, which was a great shame because the Honorary Police do absolutely fantastic work in this island, and it should have never have happened. It was outrageous. I was outraged by it, and as far as the question goes, who are the law officers accountable to? It must be the Queen, I presume. That's all I can say about it. Thank you.
In fact, I can confirm it is actually the Crown that is responsible for the Attorney General and the other law officers. Now, unfortunately, because of this, they're very much untouchable. And there are questions that have been raised about whether they should be in the States anyway. Now, I have respect for the current Attorney General and Solicitor General, but I'm not sure that they should, as unelected members, be part of the States. In the same way, I don't feel the Bailiff or the Deputy Bailiff should be in the States. Going back to this particular issue, yes, it's wrong. This person should not have been allowed to, I think, escape from his own responsibilities in this matter. And I also do not believe that he should be returning to the States. There are also other concerns, and I may be wrong on this, but I believe I'm correct to say that he was also on the Board of Governors for Haute de l'Argarenne. And surely the trustees or Board of Governors must take some responsibility for what went on in that particular institution. So therefore, I think the point that's been raised by Barbara Brocq and others regarding this man's coming back into politics, I think is a genuine concern. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do know about this case and have seen some of the paperwork and so on. So I can say that no, I don't think our ex-bailiff should be standing at all. And I think as regards to should the matter have been taken up, obviously if he's answerable to the Queen as a representative of hers, so is the Lieutenant Governor of Jersey, and therefore going hand in hand, maybe he should have actually taken up the case and looked into it at the time.
Mr. Brocq, I don't know who the Crown officers are accountable, presumably the Queen, she appoints them. I obviously don't know the answer. Is it right for a Crown officer to appoint a paedophile to an honorary police officer's role? No, it's not. And I don't know when that happened, what you're referring to, but if that did happen, it's totally wrong and it's totally unacceptable.
But that's what you're talking about.
Okay, well, it's totally wrong, it's totally unacceptable.
Mr. LeBrock, it's one of those grey areas in Jersey's public life that who actually appoints the Attorney General and the Crown officers, as you say. The idea that somebody who is a known paedophile is actually, what's the right word, is actually recommended to stay in the honorary police by one of the Crown officers is completely and utterly wrong and just shouldn't be happening. Who actually decides how far you take it up? That's one of Jersey's grey areas within politics as to who is responsible. But for the action that you're talking about, I think it's completely wrong. There's no other answer to that.
Yes, I actually know this case pretty well because I've had a very close look at it in the last couple of weeks, actually. And you're absolutely right. It was absolutely disgraceful what happened in this particular area. What made it more disgraceful was the fact that Sir Philip Ballash blamed somebody else for it. And then he said, in the end, well, yes, it was a bad mistake that I made. But that person had to suffer the blame for being responsible for it. He wasn't responsible for it. So basically, I don't see how, quite frankly, that person should have stayed on as the Bailiff of Jersey in the light of, I think he should have resigned there and then. It's not the first mistake that he's made. I mean, we had the Liberation Day speech in which he virtually dismissed what happened at Hotel de Garenne as being just all rumour and supposition. And that angered so many people who'd suffered at the hands of these people at Hotel de Garenne that it was just a disgraceful speech to make. So I don't think that he should be standing as a senator because of his position either. Here you have a man who's been the head of the island, who is was the Queen's representative, and it's almost like having the Queen stand for Parliament. I mean, I've had to appear before him many times, mainly because of misbehaviour in the House, I must say, and asking questions that he didn't want me to ask. However, it was an intimidating experience, not because of the person, but because of the role of the office. It's almost like going to see the Queen. So you're absolutely right, Mr. Brocq. It was a disgraceful episode.
Yeah, we've spoken on this before, and it's unfortunate. I remember it coming up, but I don't remember one side and the other side and everything else. I haven't got all the information at my fingertips before I start finger pointing. But I do question whether or not a man that has held such a high office as Bailiff is the right person then to kind of like enter into political life as a senator. I do find that questionable, but I can't really comment on what you were talking about because I don't know the black and white of it, I'm afraid.
Yes, I'm with Bob Brocq. You asked the question which you tried to ask on the radio, but you got your question here tonight. What was it all about?
My question was very straightforward. When Crown officers get it wrong, who are they answerable to? The AG allowed a paedophile to become a member of the honorary police. Is he a proper? Would he be a proper person to be a senator?
It was obviously focused on Philip Balash and the particular case, which quite a lot of people know about.
I didn't say who it was focused on, but somebody else did.
Somebody else did. Were you satisfied with the answers, or any of the answers?
Well, all the candidates said they didn't think he would be a proper person to hold the position of senator.
Did you have any further thoughts on that?
I have to agree with them.